Hey everyone, today I want to talk about Halo Infinite's first drop pod update and what you guys should expect to see, as well as when it will arrive. 343 are going to use these drop pod updates to get Halo Infinite to where it needs to be. They're essentially these large updates that will cover content, bug fixes, as well as many other features. And these updates will make Halo Infinite feel like a live service game, which for everyone who was here since Season 1, you'll know that was not the case previously. I still see plenty of questions regarding these drop pod updates, and instead of me explaining it, I think Joseph Staten does a fantastic job himself. So very quickly I want to show you what he says about these drop pod updates, and for anyone who's seen this clip before, feel free to skip ahead.
And that's how we approach the delivery. We want to approach the delivery of this content. We don't want to just wait and hold things back for season releases. If something's ready, we want to be able to put it in a pod and drop it. We want drop pods leaving the frigate or whatever it is, 343 on a regular basis. Our goal is to get into a monthly cadence of a drop pod a month. We're not there yet, but that's the goal. That's part of why we're taking time in Season 2 to go after this work. But just think about a drop pod as a delivery vehicle, content, features, bug fixes, lots of different things could go into a drop pod. We want to be able to do them every month. If something's ready, it goes that month. We don't want to hold and wait until season boundaries. So again, this is the kind of stuff that doesn't show up in granular detail on the roadmap, but when you see the drop pod icon, when we say drop pods, just know that it's our way, ideally on a monthly basis, and we'll get up to speed to deliver content when it's ready. Content, features, bug fixes, it's just a vehicle to deliver that stuff to you.
So I don't know about you guys, but for me, the most important part Joseph Staten raised was the fact that content will be arriving with these updates. And 343 have dropped a few breadcrumbs and hints as to what we might see in these upcoming drop pod updates. It was actually Joseph Staten himself who name dropped Blood Gulch, Guardian, and The Pit during a live stream, and he was asked about what he'd like to see come to Halo Infinite, and he was not subtle at all. He was really suggesting that these maps will be really cool to see in Halo Infinite, and everyone was pretty hyped after watching that video. And of course, for context, for anyone that hasn't seen that, I'll play it for you now.
Why don't you just bring back the maps from the old games and put them into Halo Infinite, and that could kind of be a buffer while we have this extended season? Can you kind of explain why you can or cannot do that with just the flip of a switch?
That's a good idea, Paris.
Oh.
I mean, all kidding aside, I can talk about some things, but I can't talk about other things.
Right.
Like, there are some great Halo maps. I think we all have our personal favorite. Guardian, Gulch, Pit. Like, there are a lot of maps that are awesome, right? I think it'd be awesome to play on those maps again. Don't you guys? Like, that sounds like a fun thing.
I think it would be a fantastic thing.
Now, I actually believe Guardian will be the first map we see coming to Halo Infinite, and I expect to see it in the first drop pod update arriving in June. It's important to note that many community members or forgers have been given access to Halo Infinite's Forge, so I believe these map remakes will be built via Forge. With that said, Halo Infinite's Forge is looking exceptional, so don't worry, the maps won't look bland or anything like that, which is how some people refer to Halo 5's Forge maps. Now, obviously, I have to say that I don't want to get your hopes up too much. This is just what I'm expecting to see. So I'm expecting to see just one map arrive with the first Season 2 drop pod update. In addition to a map remake, I'm expecting to see some modes come to the game as well. There are some modes I've tested recently that I know are working quite well. So these modes, for example, are VIP and Juggernaut. I've made videos on both of these modes, so if you're curious, feel free to check them out. But these modes are pretty much ready to go, and it would not surprise me in the slightest if these two modes dropped with the first drop pod update, or at the very least VIP, because that's the one that's more ready to go. Now, Sketch from 343 did confirm that Doubles was getting playtested and will arrive during Season 2. A leak suggests that it'll arrive in June with the first drop pod update, but definitely expect Doubles quite soon. Okay, now that's the content I expect to see with this update. Now here's when I expect to see it arrive. So as you guys would have noticed, there was no May drop pod update, and 343 are targeting for an update every single month in Season 2, and it's quite clear now that it's going to start in June. In terms of an actual date, I'd expect to see the update arrive mid-June. Joseph Staten did say that they'll have more to share on drop pod number 1 in the near future, and he said this on the 14th of May. So we're about to head into June, which means I'm expecting to hear about this drop pod update from 343 either this week or next week, and it should be a pretty lengthy blog post explaining and detailing everything that's going to be coming with the first drop pod update. But I've got good faith in these drop pods, because these updates will slowly but surely make Halo Infinite a more complete title. Halo Infinite is not in the best state right now, and the Halo community is well aware of that. So my goal with these videos is to put a bit more positivity back in the Halo community, however hard that may be, because as I said, I do expect these drop pod updates to do wonders for this game. It all just depends on the content 343 decide to bring, as well as the bug fixes and other features they bring to the game too. With that said guys, if you're still here watching the video, just know I really damn appreciate you, and if you want to be an absolute mad lad, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Have a good one.